Well guys, it's time to start working on this cab, and I haven't decided what I'm going to turn it into yet, but we can worry about that later. So there's a couple of things I've done already. I've actually taken off the, where is it? The control panel and the marquee, and the rest of the cab is empty. So what we need to do here is either make a new control panel or plug this one as best we can. Up and down it goes. It's quite a mess here, but it'll have to do. So the problem here I have is I'm gonna start having to mess with just making an edge. This edge here catches the panel on this edge here, so it doesn't fall when you put it back, and then you can clamp it easily. Can you? Come on, get back in. What's going on? There you go. So yeah, so it catches here, stays in place, and then you can clamp. And the glass is actually caught by the slip here, so it goes to rest on this edge here. Not ideal, but it works. So I'll probably be spending way too long trying something that's the exact thickness. I'll probably have to route a small edge, maybe not. But this is here already, and it's still solid. So I'm not going to bondo it, but what I'm going to do is I always have, whenever I cut something here, I always save the shavings. And I'm gonna mix some of that with wood glue and plug all these holes. And that should actually be sturdy enough. What I'll do as well is I'll probably use a drill bit. Where are these? I've actually changed, yeah, here, to create another little groove like that on both sides, and it'll act as a sort of wedge because it won't be able to move in between. If we don't do that, they could actually pop out of pushing it this way, but because there's an edge, it won't be able to be pushed, and then same on the other side. So I'm gonna do that with wood glue and chip, and then if there's any small gaps that need to be filled, I can actually use Bondo filler type thing. So let's start with that and see where we get. So this is not quite I was hoping it would be, but it's okay. It's actually providing some resistance anyway. And I have the back taped here. So I'm gonna fill these. I'm gonna make my mix and fill these with the wood glue, and we'll see how it goes. So there you go. That's what the mix looks like. It's looks like a dry sort of paste. And it's just a mix of wood dust and sawdust and wood glue, and I have filled all the holes here. So I'm just going to wait for this to dry, and sand this back down, and maybe put some filler to finish the job. But it's going to take probably, I'd say, 24 hours to dry properly before I can even, maybe more than that. So. Yeah, let's let it dry and see what we get at the end of that. So while my control panel is drying, one thing we can do is start looking into putting the monitor on this. And I can see one of these guys has fallen. I'm going to keep these. I don't think that's going to be the best way to put the monitor. But what I have, luckily, is this other cab. Over there, and I can look at how this is. Oh, it's quite cool in here. Anyway, I can look at how this cab is actually put together and stuck. So, is there any clamps in here? Oh, that's actually take it off. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna disconnect this guy. This is the inside here, but I don't need most of it, so I'm gonna strip it at some point. and all of that cabling, if you excuse me for a second. There you go, I have everything well taken off anyway, the control panel. So this is the monitor here, and it looks like this is actually the monitor chassis itself, or the frame is on with this protective cardboard thing that I'll probably copy, and then this is on bolts here. I'm gonna take this out, it'll be easier to see. It's quite dark in here, and I'll catch back with you in a second. So there you go, this is the monitor that's in the other machine. It's the exact same model as the one, the other one I have, Apollo 3, something like that. They're standard monitors that used to go in all these poker machines. The very handy thing with this is that it's already got an isolation transformer, so I don't need to source one, and I can plug it in the mains straight into this. This is my RGB sync connector here, and then there's a socket here for an external, sorry, it's out of focus, an external adjustment board, which I have as well on the other machine. So I know this works, so I can actually just do essentially a transfer into this, but what I need to figure out is first how deep I can rest it, because the glass is going over here. So I'd say that's probably fine here, but I don't quite trust this thing. It's just moving a bit too much for my liking. But I'm gonna fiddle with it, see where I can put it, and then I'm gonna need to make a copy of this frame here, so I'll have to find a piece of wood. I have some wood over there. Yeah, I'm gonna use that over there, and then secure the other monitor on this. Wonder what that is. Yeah, probably need to copy. What was that for? Was it to put the glass would rest on that, I think. I'm not sure, I should have looked better. Doesn't matter. First I'm going to make a copy of this anyway, and then take it from there. Okay, let's get to work. So this fits perfect here actually, and I have it resting on that other bar here, and it sort of wedged itself over here, so I think we're okay here. I'm gonna put if you look at the, can I even get it out now? Yeah, if you look here, there's a marker here where that first bar was, and it actually has been raised, and it's the same here. Somebody's tried to maybe I'd say probably fit an LCD that would sit closer to the glass, and the glass sits on this. I'm gonna double check with the other cab to see if it has these bars. Yeah, it has. So what is that sort of wedge in front of it for? I'm not sure. Ideally, bolts here will secure the monitor. You can see clearer what's in this thing. There's a warning of electrical shock, and then so we have our power transformers over there with our PCB here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to dismantle all this at some point. I'll probably see if somebody wants all the parts. I certainly don't need them, so I'm gonna try and keep them as intact and as possible, and then I'll just probably give them to somebody who needs them. Anyway, let's keep working. So as I was measuring this guy, I actually thought just about pivoting it on this side here, but that doesn't quite work because it's slightly narrower on one side than the other. So I know this side fits in widthwise, so I'm going to use this as a template. I'm not going to use these guys here because I don't think this serve any purpose, at least for what I want to do. So essentially what I've done is I've measured a box that is about this size, and then just took dimensions and made sure that this was aligned right bang on in the middle, because I'm going to mount the monitor vertically on one of them. So that's what I want. I'll probably make would I make a copy? No, I can always actually just take it out again and make another copy. Anyway, I'm going to cut this and fit it on my other monitor. Okay, so I have my monitor back in. Not back in. There was no monitor when I got it, so I got the other monitor in. So that's what I was showing you there. So this is actually going to be vertical, and I'm going to put bomb jack in this. And in the other one, I will probably put something like R-type. I've always wanted an R-type, and there's no way I can afford it. So I'll redo that entire cap to host an R-type. But this is still drying. This is going to take a few days actually to dry, I reckon. It's not dry on the other side, and it hasn't filled it as much as I'd hope. Not everywhere anyway, but this is going to take a while to dry. So we're going to give it time anyway, and I've plenty other stuff to work on. But there you go. I've put bolts everywhere except here where I messed up and I didn't align my groove properly, but it doesn't really matter. It only needs 4 bolts in general. I just put 6, 8 bolts everywhere here. These are the ones that were in the other frame. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the monitor back on the other frame, because I can use this as is. This one is going to be vertical, the other one is going to be horizontal for R-type, but bomb jack has to be vertical. And I think next, well, you know what, next is really, we're going to start, oh, that's interesting. That's actually sticking out. That's actually sticking out, and I can't really put... I didn't think of that. Don't have to think about this. Oh, unless... Let me just check. Yeah, no, there's no way I'm going to be able to... which way should this go? No, this goes the other way. Yeah. Right the first time. Huh. Yeah, this is going to be a problem. Or is it? I mean, technically, I don't need this corner. I could actually... I'm going to have to cut it here. I could do that. There's no reason why I couldn't. Trying to align it here with this... Yeah. I don't actually need to take a lot. I just need to take this here. And then, yeah, probably here, and then my monitor will fit. It's not ideal, but what the hell. Now, why does this fit? Or why would this fit here? Or should the monitor be higher then? No, it's still gonna stick out, isn't it? So it probably hosted a different monitor. That's a good question. Should I actually put my monitor higher up? I don't like it to be too vertical. I actually like monitors to be recessed. I would actually like to have it incline a bit more, but then this is going to stick out even more. So I think that's as good as I can get it. Would it actually close? No, it wouldn't actually close even if I did this, because this is, yeah, this is where there's a ridge here, and this is where the door goes to be flush with the edges. So that's very interesting. So what monitor was here? Or did it go further down? That wouldn't make sense. That wouldn't make sense. One other thing is I can't really use this glass now anymore, which is fine. I wasn't planning on using it. But obviously this glass had a vertical kind of alignment for the monitor, so that's not going to work. And here, because it's not symmetrical, if I try to turn it first, it's too small, but also it's not centered. You see what I mean? There, you know, it's not, you can see it's not centered, or can you, you know, you can't see, there's too much glare. But it's not centered, you can't actually see the monitor properly. So, I'm gonna have to measure exactly what I need. And then, well, I know what I need. I need this size monitor, this height and width, and then where the screen is. So I'll probably make a paper template out of that, and then send my measurements to Ollie of Arcade. What is it? Arcade Workshop. Is that it? Can't remember. who makes all the most of the custom art for us in Europe, and see if he has anything for Bomb Jack. Now, Bomb Jack was an upgrade, or sorry, not an upgrade, but yeah, I suppose an upgrade kit of sorts. It wasn't called an upgrade kit. What was it called? It was called something else. Never mind. And so there was no dedicated cap for it usually, so you could put it in anywhere. And I kind of like the idea of having these sort of gold edges here on a Bomb Jack. It's got a flashy cap, so a bit tacky and flashy, so it'll be perfect. So yeah, I'm gonna get the glass here, the bezel. I'm gonna get the marquee and control panel done by Ollie. So all we need to do now really, so I'm going to cut this guy here first and then get started on the electrics. So here I see, what's here? Let me grab a light. So what have we here? Oh, so we've interesting. So we have a pot here on the speaker. So I'm just gonna, and then we have our connector for the cable here. And can I run a cable? No, not through that. Or actually, no, it's gonna run through here. So yeah, just gonna run a cable here already. Maybe solder another one of these and have these connectors on it. Yeah, I'll do that, and then just run it down to tap into my my switching power supply, which I have here. I've made a box of all the stuff I need for this. A couple of joysticks, I have my switching power supply, I have a harness with a few buttons and wheel things. I have this joystick, it's going to be handy. I'm actually going to put a leaf switch. I was toying with the idea of putting a, sorry, not a leaf switch, one of those clickety switch. It'll come back to me. I'm drawing blanks today, but this is a leaf switch. They're a bit smoother, but I'm not sure if that's what I need for Bomb Jack. A leaf switch, it's not a leaf, a micro switch. Micro switch joystick might actually be better. So I might put this down and use it for something else. I'm not sure what I can use it for at this stage. I'm running out of space for cabs. We'll see. And then I have this very cheap leaf switch. Chinese stuff. These are actually, are they caps? X Gaming. Anyway, let's get back to work and start working on these electrics. So a bit of an update. I started reconnecting stuff. So I've got my my switching power supply all connected up. I had a harness, and good thing about this harness is it's pre-crimped already, which is very handy and a great time saver. Excuse me. I have a board here, which is my bomb jack, sorry, and I have the essentials connected. I'm using just a filter here from mains filter. I have my monitor connected. I've just powered everything on, and yeah, there you go. We're pretty much good already. My control panel here is somewhere working. It took a week to harden properly, but it should be hardened enough now to re-drill my entire hole. So we just want I think there's a button here. There's two buttons here, and there'll be a jump button here for Bomb Jack. I need to adjust the width and all that kind of stuff. If we need pots anywhere, I'll have to look into how to adjust stuff on this monitor. But oh yeah, of course we do. It's here. It's all here in this little remote board. Let me see. Okay, we got some brightness. Is that horizontal? Yeah. Or yeah, horizontal sync. Position. So we should get this nice and centered, and here should be vertical position and with, it's the other way around, but you get me. There you go. And even this, after all this time, was working. So, you know, I'm gonna just tidy everything here, just reconnect slowly. I need to reconnect the speakers so we get some sound. I want to actually have I'm gonna put a hole here with a button, and I'm gonna use one of the original buttons from this cab because they're cool, because they light up and I like that. But it's gonna be here, so slightly hidden, but it'll be my my coin up button. So I'll do that, and then, well, yeah, I can. This is gonna go pretty fast at this stage. Almost disappointing. No, I still have the control panel to do. But there you go. I like when everything is working, and that monitor is so clean. I must say, maybe a bit sharper. Where's the flyback? Is there anything on the flyback? Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to use a tool for that. That's okay. Let's keep going. Okay, so there you go. That's where I'm at. I've actually just pretty much rewired everything that needs to be connected somewhere. Actually, there's no light here. It's actually quite late here and dark. Let me just grab a light. It's a little bit messy. You'll have to tidy all of this up a bit, and obviously hoover it inside, but it's all there now. I don't need to connect the second button, so I have my switching power supply harness going into my speaker and light. Monitor is connected. Obviously, you can see we got a lovely, bright, sharp picture, and very, very little sign actually of the burn. You can just about make it if you know it's there, sort of. Actually, if you, there you go, you can see the shadow of the card. Once we have an overlay, a dark overlay, you won't really see it that much. I very much doubt you'll see that at all, to be honest. But I'm gonna need to paint this black, and I have the joystick connected, so also I've put a coin up button here, and it's the old button that was in the poker machine. It's kind of cool to reuse it for that. I've also wired it to this switch here, so if I ever get a coin acceptor thing, I can use it. I've powered those two LEDs here from the 12 volt. That's also powered from the 12 volt. I've just put back the Nora poker because the fluorescent bulb was actually quite strong in your eyes. So we can start this. There you go. Anyway, I'm not gonna play it. But so what's next? Well, next I'm gonna have to just sand down this control panel here on both sides. I've just used a Bondo filler, isopon filler, just to finish the small holes, and I'll sand all that down tomorrow. Paint it black, and then paint this black, and I need to cut a cardboard as well that goes around here, a piece of cardboard that actually sits on that. The other camera has one, so I'll use that as a template. There's no rush in that anyway. And then, thank you. And then what I will need to do is to print out the art. Well, I'm going to resize the original art first on black and white paper that I'll stitch together to size, so I know it fits, and then I can order the art then from Ollie, from I keep forgetting the name of his website, but he does amazing work. So I'll resize the control panel, the marquee, and the bezel art. Alright, I'm gonna try to do this in low light. So I have just color paper templates printed out. I wanted to do this first to check for correct size and for joystick placement, and I looked, thank you very much, I looked online, and this is roughly, there's actually no indication on the artwork where the joysticks are supposed to go. Let me bring it a bit more light in here. And so what I did is I sort of, guesstimated the placement. So roughly the pyramid here is where the joystick goes, somewhere in the middle, and then right beside that is the jump button. It normally has a one player 2 button. The likelihood of me needing a player to, even when I've people who just take turns playing games, we don't do 2 players at the same time, so not really needed. What else? So I have that in place. That's already clamps in there, which is great. I haven't had to do it. I've put the back door behind. I had to cut the chassis, but that was what we discussed previously. And so right now I'm going to cut out a piece of cardboard to size just to hide this, and then I'm going to cut a piece of wood. Or do I need to? Just maybe print a paper template for the screen bezel, just to see that everything fits properly in position, and I'll be able to order the artwork, and that pretty much be all, So let's do that. It might take it might be a few weeks now in between footage, because that hour needs to be done, and Ollie's all very busy, so depending on how quickly you can get it to me. You can see the paper torn. That's all right. I put these are just standard micro switches controls, and I have my kind of button just hidden there. You can't actually see it, which is cool. And when you see it, it lights up. It's okay. I don't mind. But all in all, it's gonna turn out to be a lovely little cab when it's all finished. When it's all finished. Look at that. Not glorious. So I'm gonna keep, I don't know what to do. Will I keep the gold T-molding? Maybe. Or put another T-molding, maybe a colored one, like red, like over there. Or yellow, actually. Mind you, it'll be close enough to what it is already. I sort of like what this does. It probably needs a clean, but it actually, there's a lovely shine and glow off it. No one must be ashamed to get rid of it. I think I'm going to keep it because it's actually in good condition, and it's everywhere in good condition. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Anyway, folks, I'm starting to ramble, so let's cut out the template for the bezel. I don't think I need to paint this black. I'm just going to cover it, maybe. Yeah, I'm going to cover it, and then maybe I don't need a cardboard. Maybe I'll cut a piece of thin ply again, or just over that goes over that, and then that's good enough. And I'll paint that black. Yeah, that's what I'll do. And then we can print our artwork. Anyway, let's get back to work. I have this cardboard cutout from the second cab. This one didn't have one, but I took the one from the second cab, and this was horizontal, so by putting this vertical and extending the top a little bit, I get this. So that's good enough actually for the cab. It'll just provide a bit of just black edges around the monitor, so we won't see the wood underneath, and then the monitor bezel will go over that. So that's the last thing I've actually ordered. It's on its way. Ollie's printing these as we speak, so hopefully I'll get this next week and we'll be able to finish this build. Yeah, so I'll wait for this to dry. I'll put that in the cab and wait for the art to arrive. Right guys, so that's it. I got the artwork from Ollie here. It's actually gorgeous, just like the Pac-Man artwork here. It's there's a texture on it, and the plexiglass looks amazing. And I was a bit worried about dimensions because the tilt is different in the monitor than in the glass, but it looks really good, and yeah, it just fits just right here. and just the right gap over there as well, because when you're looking from here, this is the angle you're at. This looks beautiful as well. There's actually a big thick lip here over the artwork. Maybe I should have a black line, but then that would have been super small, so I think that's the best of both worlds, considering it's all a custom job. And you know what, I think the gold T-molding looks just fine. So yeah, and I also ordered the side art, so this is what you see when you come in. It looks really cool, I have to say. I'm really happy with it, considering Bone Jack was always a conversion kit. I think this is the perfect setup for it. One of those sort of mini caps, not much bigger than a mini Pac-Man. If you look at this is pretty much standard size. Even these were small for arcades. Double Dragon was a bit smaller. This is smaller yet, but I think it's a perfect size, especially for here. And it doesn't block the view when you come in. Anyway, this is the end of this video. I know it was all in one video in this case, but trust me, this was a lengthy conversion, even though the cab itself was in good condition. It just took a while to get everything sorted. Hopefully the other one will be a bit faster or not as tedious. Fingers crossed. I doubt it. Anyway, folks, thank you for watching, and well, you know what, I'll see you next time.